That's why I would like to see Rambo go up against a really big topic. I don't think he should go up against Mexican drug cartel. I don't think he should be having, a wife who died and has a daughter like in fucking Homefront. I don't think he should, I would like to see fucking Savage Hunt, but I can understand why they didn't want to do that because of the sci-fi element. But they could easily bring Rambo back into the sci-fi element if they brought Rambo up against the Illuminati. The people who originally made it hard for Rambo to do what Rambo wanted to do in the fucking first place, which was win the Vietnam War. And how that falls into now with biblical reference and all of that, that would be a fucking amazing movie. Imagine like Rambo in a fucking Dan Brown movie with like the first half being Dan Brown and the second half being 100% Rambo. Like him just fucking destroying everything. That would be amazing. Like, I don't know. That would be crazy.
But you know what? Like, what's even better, what makes a better Rambo movie is the crossover with him and Jack Reacher.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's what I was saying before, is that I don't want to see Rambo die. I want to see him kind of cross that line with, like, what they're doing with Creed, crossing into a whole new territory. I want to see Rambo cross into that territory. Because there's so much mythos, like you were saying, in your Better Than One.
Better Than One, yes.
Jack Reacher was saying that there was this whole mythological side to Rambo that many people didn't know. That there was word of this guy who actually made a difference. And for Jack Reacher to say that, that's a big thing, because Jack Reacher in himself overcomes the odds. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He overcomes the odds. And to enter that Rambo mythos of it, if it actually, I'm just saying, like, I've only read Killing Floor and
Persuader.
No, not the one before that. No, wait, the third one. The one with Hobie. Hook Hobie.
Okay. Tripwire.
Tripwire. Persuader is the one I'm actually going to be reading next after Rambo 3 and Hunter. Well, probably before Hunter. I'm going to go through Hunter, but I'll probably end up reading Persuader before. This was good and I lost it. Like, Jack Reacher always has this, like, very sullen respect for all these commanders that are higher from him. Like, you know what I mean? Like in Tripwire, per se, when he's going over the bones and he talks to that commander he looked at as like an idol. He looked at that person as an idol. And much like the other people. And it's like, it's cool because with your interpretation, I could see that. I could see, and I'm talking about way before, because I'm talking about, I read your version of Jack Reacher before I read Lee Child's version of Jack Reacher. Twice, I should say, because I read it for Better Than One, and I read it for To Catch a Wolf. And I was just fucking floored, like, wow, there's someone like this who existed, and from hearing your previous interviews on Jack Reacher with Rambo, Raph, and Zero Cool, during the Cobra discussion, multiple times, and I was just like, wow, this is a character right here. And I remember back then, like, before that, hearing that Brian Bosworth was in consideration to be Jack Reacher. Before Tom, way before Tom Cruise. And that always stuck in my head. And then hearing what you had to say about it, it just cemented what was stuck in my head. And then when I read Lee Child's original version of Jack Reacher, I was just like, wow, like that. I was already ready for it because of what you had said, and it was just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I think what you captured with the Better Than One, that angle that you captured, resonates so highly in the Lee Child version. Especially when you get to, like, Tripwire. I haven't read the second book yet, but I read Tripwire, and wow. I could totally see Rambo in that world. You know what I mean? Like, I could totally see it. And I've only read maybe like an hour of Persuader, maybe 2 hours of it, and it's just been like, it's just been phenomenal. Like that whole car chase, you know, Jack Reacher actually kills an officer unintendedly in the beginning of that, and it's just like, wow. And now he's going into this whole thing with whoever this guy is, who he's got with him, and I can't wait to see what the fuck happens, because, you know, he always gets the girl, he always saves the day, and he does it in a way that even if you think you know what's going to happen, he's still going to surprise you, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's such a great series. Fucking great fucking series.
Oh man, I gotta get back into finishing those, definitely. And of course, the new short story, not a drill. It's become #1 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Really?
Yeah. The top downloaded ebook short story right now.
Damn. Doesn't surprise me, honestly. Lee Child can write like a motherfucker. He's like all over the place, you know? No shit.
And I'm hoping we get him on the show as well.
I would love to have him on the show. Like, he got into it so much that, like, you know, like that scene in Killing Floor where Jack Reacher is in the cell while he's waiting for, what the fuck's his name? The chief guy to, like, you know, interview that other guy who came in. Like the... Damn. He's in this... You know, like the scene where, like, that girl... That, you know, the main love interest from Killing Floor brings him the cup of coffee when he's in the cell. He's reading the newspaper. Like...
Roscoe, yeah.
Roscoe! Yeah, like... Damn, where was I going with this? He was like, you know, going through it in a cell, and it was just like, damn, like, the beat picked up on that moment. You know, like, the beat really, oh, damn, I lost where I was going with this, but, that serves me right for being so tired, but,
something with the girl and the coffee, right?
Yeah, she brought him the coffee. Oh, yeah. But, like, I was so intrigued by that scene, how Lee Child was describing Jack Reacher, that I actually looked up the music that he was talking about in that scene. You know how he was saying that, like, you don't need a record player, you don't need a record or a CD or a tape or whatever.
It's in his mind.
It's in his mind. And so I was, like, looking up all that stuff, and Further Down the Road was the song. Further Down the Road. And, you know, I like, it taught me some things. It taught me that, you know, that it was recorded under another alias. It taught me, you know, all these different things. But just to be able to get into that mindset of Reacher, like, Lee Child does it so well that you want to know about it after you read the book. You know what I mean? Like, you want to learn about it more after what you've heard what he has to say. And I love that first-person narrative is amazing.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about the Reacher novel is because sometimes it goes from first person, it goes back to third person. Yeah, he's trying to make like Reacher is like a throwback to those classic detectives who narrates. But the thing, what's unique about him, he's not your average detective in a book. He's like he's well trained. He's like I think he wanted to change that cliche of detectives and to make him more badass like Rambo. It's like Sherlock Holmes and Rambo together. That's who Jack Reacher is.
Yeah, I love Reacher for that too. I love Lee Child for that too. Like, wow. Like, I'm saying Tom Cruise was good, okay? Tom Cruise has me into it. But after reading the books...
I'll give him that.
Yeah, after reading the books, it just opens it to a whole new level. Just like David Morrell opens fucking Rambo to a whole new level. David Morrell was the only one to actually bring Rambo full circle after 2 movies.
Yeah.
You know? I must say James Cameron had his hand in that too. And I'm actually thinking of doing an additional James Cameron special. I'm actually thinking of doing Rambo First Blood Part 2 from actual James Cameron's view. What he must have been thinking of as he wrote it.
Yeah.
So, this new episode, little plug here, this new episode will deal with James Cameron's interpretation of Rambo 2, which will have Dolph Lundgren in it, which will have John Travolta in it. I'm not too sure Stephen Chang's in it yet, because I know that Vin is in James Cameron's version, but I'm not too sure if they say either or not that Vin is VC Commander. If they do, then Stephen Chang will be in it. But, you know what I mean, like, I'm going to try to actually look at it as what it would be like as an actual James Cameron movie. Like the lighting, the shots, everything.
You know, you should add some illustration shots, like what if Dolph Lundgren looked like in that movie. You should take a picture that he used in Red Scorpion.
Exactly yes. What I was gonna do. Yeah.
Take that picture, take that photo, and put it in the. And you could take the photo that Travolta had staying alive, where he was shirtless. He had the headband around him.
He's bleeding here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I'm going to go full frame into that. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Probably before the end of August, somewhere. But there's a lot to cover.
But those are very good creative stuff. And speaking of Dave Morrell and Lee Child, you know why I said how Dave Morrell responded to Lee Child's work. He said Lee Child knows what he's doing. And even on the cover art of the First Blood novel, there was a quote from Lee Child saying how he praised Dave Morrell. Dave Morrell knows what he's doing.
And that's a very big pat on the back. Because David Morrell has said time over and time over again that a lot of authors beat their original idea to death and copy it over and over. But like when you come to Lee Child's part in the game, he really does shake it up with every book. You know what I mean?
No shit.
I feel bad for not reading the second Lee Child novel for Jack Reacher.
What's it called? Die Trying.
Yeah. Like, I feel bad for not reading that one. I'm pretty much trying to go to the audiobooks I can find.
Yeah, they might download on YouTube sometime, because I know a lot of people are downloading mostly all the Reacher books, and hopefully they'll download that.
And what I really like is the first person Jack Reacher view instead of the third person.